Brighten up those dark mornings. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lecter. Mornings at the Cabin.
Mornings at the Cabin, brought to you by Aurora Ford, driving the north. Wheeler and Lecter with you on your Tuesday morning. Is it Tuesday?
Tuesday.
It's the first day. It's not the first day back, right? Second day back.
What are you talking about?
I was thinking it was like the first day, like first week back for work, but it's not. It's the second week back for work.
Yeah.
And it's just my second day back.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
All right, great. A happy good morning to you. -9. What is going on? I hope this weather can keep up. Don't forget to, you got some winter staycation ideas. Look over at Bletchford Lake Lodge. We had a great chat with Catherine yesterday just about how many things there are to do out there. And you can ski out there if you want. I don't know why you would want to, but you can do it.
There are those people.
There are those people.
Yeah.
A bunch of weirdos.
Mm-hmm.
Not weirdos. I mean, they're on a different path.
No,
That's
they're
all.
weirdos.
I mean,
They'd admit it.
they're probably, yeah.
Yeah.
There's something in you that, like, I think there's something in you where people would be like, yeah, I would ski 100 kilometers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's just something different.
That's fun.
That's right. That's fun for them.
That's fun.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I like fun. You know what I did for fun last week? Almost wrapped Paper Mario. That's what I almost did. So much in that game to do. It's really good value for your money. So much to do in that game. Love it. Anyway, oh my goodness. Plenty to talk about, obviously, this morning. I mean, we could dip into U.S. politics, I suppose. But, I mean, really? Is there anything that hasn't been said yet about people storming a federal building and not being allowed to fly home?
Like, probably.
Probably. Well, maybe no one's made this joke before. This is the excuse coming from every one of them. The president made me do it.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast.
We were trying to have Ollie on for a little break here of without knowing precisely what's going on with Ollie Williams. He has not shown up.
He's making his way.
Is he making his way?
It's early.
Making my way downtown. Paces past and I'm homebound.
I think he has to listen to that before he comes into the studio.
Can that be his entrance music?
No.
And I need you, and I miss you,
Don't reduce Vanessa Carlton to a Ollie Williams entrance theme. That is insulting, sir.
The sky. Is it? It's like, name another Vanessa Carlton song.
I don't know
any. Exactly. So
I don't know any Ollie Williams songs either.
I know a couple. It's mostly Duran Duran and, I don't know, the Thompson Twins. There we are. Ollie is entering the room. Everybody, there's a quiet awe and hush in the studio.
Jesse was getting upset. He didn't think you were going to show up.
Sits down to his chair and begins to speak. Let's listen in. All right, Governor. Fancy a drink, Governor. It's pretty good. All right, that's enough. All right, I'll turn it to Ollie, thank you for joining us for another segment of what, without knowing precisely what's going on.
That's quite all right, right?
Narf! Pinky.
Hey, you get to be Brain.
I can't do Orson Welles, though. Pinky.
Once every 600 shows, Lecter. Once every 600 shows.
Pinky. Once every 600.
Pinky.
No, Pinky.
Like
there's a raspiness to it. You got to do that Orson Welles. That kind of Orson Welles. No, that's not it either.
Well, work on it.
We'll work on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're here to do.
That's right.
Yeah, that's why everybody's listening, to hear us work through this
on
show.
On Tuesday shows, we workshop accents. That's what
right.
we do. People love that on morning radio.
Absolutely, we should absolutely do that. Tuesday is working through accents. I'm going to workshop an accent or two.
Okay.
All right. Ollie, isolation infraction temporarily closes GNWT office. What's going on?
It's just not as exciting as workshopping
It's really
accents,
not.
though,
No,
is
it's
it?
not. No. I was watching that Tiger Woods documentary last night, and his caddy is South African.
Let's
so
do
he's
your
got
Tiger Woods impression.
the Tiger Woods impression. Is that what you just said?
Oh, Tiger.
I thought you said Tigger.
Well,
T-I-double
Tiger Woods is really easy to impersonate. You just bounce and flounce and trounce and pounce.
the bottoms are made of rubber.
Yeah, that's right. It's a golf ball. Yeah, it's not as exciting. I mean, someone
Sure, they
traveled.
closed that office, but, you know.
They closed an office, so someone traveled, and on their way, they came back, and while everybody was out of the office, they were like, you know what? I just need to slip in and grab something.
We don't actually know.
We don't actually know, but they visited the office on Sunday when nobody else
visited the office. We don't know they were an employee. I mean,
okay.
Well, I mean, like, it's likely.
Yeah.
But we don't know that. So the odds are it was someone who thought, I should just nib into the office. But it could have been,
maybe they forgot their laptop or something.
Yeah, it could also have been, like, a member of the cleaning staff, for example.
That's right.
Like, I have nothing to suggest it was, but I'm just suggesting possibilities. We don't know. Yeah, it could totally have been somebody who decided to burgle the place. And and the GNWT in its wisdom was like, well, listen. Sure, they stole $50,000 worth of equipment, but they didn't isolate, and that's the big, thing.
That's the big one.
Yeah.
They got everyone's passwords.
Stealing $50,000 doesn't endanger anyone
I'm just saying,
right.
the GNWT's internet has been down, since Monday morning.
Huh? No malicious intent, though.
Coincidence? Much?
No malicious intent.
Virus enters the building.
Oh, virus enters the computer system.
Two
All
viruses.
right.
Viri? Is that how that works? That's
No.
Latin, right?
No, it's not. Ollie, would you be willing to do some sort of Alex Jones type show? But it might seem a little bit more legitimate with your accent.
That's the worrying thing.
We could disguise it. We could have like a midnight show where you just divvy out all the gossip and all the stuff going on in the GWT.
It'll be more legitimate with your accent. We could disguise it.
Disguise your voice.
By
So
like
it sounds
what?
deeper.
A deeper British voice?
A deeper British voice.
Or I could go back to the Cockney voice the Piggy has,
Well,
right?
We got the whole day to workshop accent.
Yeah, that's right.
And
that's
then
right.
we'll record the podcast.
Let's just do it. Can I not just do it in Pinky's voice? I just want to do it in Pinky's voice.
Or just do it as Ian Gandalf. Or Ian Gandalf.
Ian
Gandalf.
Gandalf's
Ian McKellen
brother-
as Gandalf.
Gandalf's brother Ian.
GWT's office.
No, the whole show should definitely just be in the voice of Pinky. And hello, everybody. So there's the government's trying to steal your souls, and if you look in the Moderna vaccine, you'll find there's computer code in there because Bill Gates wants to control us all.
I mean,
no snarf?
No, I can't do that as well as he can.
You heard it here first, folks. Okay, so we don't know really anything about this.
I feel like there are two different breaks fighting each other to the death in this.
How?
On the one hand, we've got Pinky in the brain. On the other hand, we've got a GNWT office, and we just can't decide which one we want to do.
We're trying to have a serious radio program here.
That's right. Yeah.
This
is where we do the news.
Listen, they shut the office for the morning.
For the morning.
Fumigated it.
Yeah, that's right. Just sprayed everything in hand sanitizer.
Yeah,
and it's done.
Cooked a quick batch of meth, and
that's right.
They were out of there.
Killed the coronavirus. Killed 10,000 ants. Yeah.
You know what? As much as I don't support the use of meth or the making of meth, if something snuck into a government office over the weekend and made meth, I'd chuckle.
You'd have to be impressed.
Well, you'd be impressed indeed. Like, what are you
bit.
doing? There's no beakers and colanders in there.
No, you got to bring your own.
That's right. Steal them from the high school. It worked in Breaking Bad.
Department of Land's colander collection. They knew would come in handy one day. Why are we keeping this? This seems like a waste of government funds.
Oh, we might need to make meth someday, sir. Oh, very good. So without knowing precisely what's going on, we still don't really know. But that's fine. They closed the office. It opened again after noon. You know what? I bet everyone was super excited. They're like, "Oh, they're closing the office. Oh, let's get out of here.
Man,
someone came in here. Well, we gotta abide by the CPHO."
And the first Monday back.
Yeah,
gotta go home.
Oh,
right.
well. And then they get an email. It's safe to come back. It's like, come on. It's coronavirus.
Sorry, I didn't see that email. I was busy.
Meanwhile, in all the other GNWT offices, who was it? Can we invite them here? Yeah. Come over here. Come to infrastructure.
Come on.
Just stick your foot in the door. That's all you got to do. Don't
the internet's gone down all day. This is a terrible day. We all want to go home. Just come. Just flounce through.
You know what?
Through our office.
We should have picked a different. I've had a ton of fun, but we should have picked a different story. And the story we should have picked is maybe the Premier and the Monkey Tree kind of going at it over who gets to enter the premises.
You think Ollie's Pinky impression is more apt for that story?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It seems like some children fighting it out. Yeah, why not? But maybe another time. Ollie, thank you for joining us for another segment of Without Knowing Precisely What's Going On.
Always a pleasure, Brian.
Without precisely going anywhere near what we were talking about. Have yourself a good day. You're not welcome back this morning.
Understood.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast, where we cut out all the great music and you're left with the rest.
You know it's Tuesday. You know it's the day to party hard. It used to be Taco Tuesday down here at Cabin Radio, but we got rid of that because literally no one ever showed up. And we were spending thousands of dollars on ingredients. Mornings at the Cabin brought to you by Aurora Ford, driving the North. Wheeler and Lecter with you on your Tuesday morning, joined by Sarah Sibley, or Sibs, or Sibley, or Siba, as we call her here. And let me just pop this up here. We got a little something for you. Wait. Oh, there.
You forgot about her entrance.
I did.
You should be honored, Sibs. You got one of the coolest entrance themes of all time.
Thank you.
And honestly, like, some of the biggest pops in wrestling history.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
We should just have a live crowd behind it.
That's right.
I feel like I in no way deserve that.
Oh,
theme.
how dare you. Don't do that. Don't be self-deprecating. It doesn't suit you.
Aw.
Let me be deprecating. We wanted to call you in because it was your birthday over the weekend. Now, I felt bad because I missed it.
You fell asleep.
I fell asleep. Well, okay. Well, let's just rewind. I asked everybody out for a beer on Friday. Lecter and I had a conversation. Oh, let's go for a beer. And then I ended up inviting everybody. And then in that message thread, people were like, well, it's Sarah's birthday tomorrow. Megan was like, Sarah's birthday this weekend. Should we do something for her birthday? I was like, I forgot it was your birthday.
That's okay. It's very early in the year.
No, what the bad thing about it is that we tried to plan it a day ahead. Had we been like last week, like, let's go for Sarah's birthday on Saturday, it all would have come together. But I already made plans for my Saturday.
Yeah. I'm not a big...
It was falling asleep on the
You had
couch.
to fall asleep at 8:30.
Yeah, that's right.
We've never made birthdays a big deal in my house, really. We have 3 birthdays in January. Me, my mom, and my dad. And
big
all
month.
right after Christmas. And I have 2 aunts that have birthdays in January. But, So we all kind of like get together for Christmas, do like a big Christmas birthday kind of bash because we're all over Canada and the U.S.
Okay.
So.
Oh, the U.S. too?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Where do they live in the U.S.? Your aunts?
Yeah, my aunts do. So they live in Michigan, Washington. My sister lives in Washington, D.C.
Washington. Oh, in D.C.?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my other one lives in Washington
Did she storm the Capitol?
She did not.
Oh,
no.
okay.
She made a joke about getting in the car and driving, and my mom freaked out in our family group chat. I saw like 3 missed calls in our Facebook group chat. I was like, Sam, I know you're joking. Mom is not taking this as a joke.
I mean, that would have been a way to do it. You guys storm the Capitol from the city that it's in, and that way you don't have to worry about not being on the no-fly list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All your problems solved.
Or about being on the no-fly list.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a double negative.
It's a very, very convenient place to live, too. Storm Capitol.
The district.
Yeah.
Well, that's very cool. So all your family are outliers. All born in January, right?
Yeah.
They're the outliers. They're the people that like really need to work really hard to be successful. According to a book I read 20 years ago. That suggests that people born early or late in the year are not as successful. Or more successful. I can't remember how the book went.
Really?
It's literally a book called The Outliers. Somebody is probably like listening right now going like, that's not what the book's about. And I'm like, well, whatever. That's what I took. Agree to disagree.
Okay.
So anyway.
Sibs is defying the odds. 23 years old, full-time employment at a radio station, and not even done school yet.
That's right. That's right. Well done.
Doing all right.
Yeah.
Well, not well done. I'm almost done.
Almost done.
So it felt a little bad that I wasn't there. I woke up at like 9:30. I was like, I'm not going to make it. I'm asleep. So I'm glad you guys had a good night. Took
It was
you out
very
and
fun.
had a couple of adult bevies. Very nice.
Got a cast iron skillet.
Got a cast iron skillet for your
Which
birthday. That's
I was
amazing. What an
stoked about.
amazing gift.
I was stoked.
The older you're going to notice this, and I mean, you're not. It's not that you're super young, but you're 23. You're a baby. As you get older, the more boring gifts at Christmas become the most stoked.
Oh yeah.
Like I got a cast iron skillet. The Phoenix just got us one a few months ago, and I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Still need to season.
I messaged my mom, and she was like, I don't even have a cast iron skillet. Why do you have one? And I'm like, because I've wanted one for like 3 years, but they're really expensive.
They are expensive.
Yeah.
I was literally at Walmart the other day, walked out and forgot to buy more socks, and thought to myself, this never would have happened if I'd got some socks for Christmas.
Yeah, Nicole. Come on. I got one pair of socks.
Well, we kind of share socks, so she's in the same boat.
Okay, wait a second. We're just going to put this on hold for a second.
Yeah,
Sorry, you share socks?
Often, yeah.
Often share socks.
Yeah.
Are you the same size feet?
Socks, like, it's not so precise.
But then they get big and then like saggy. And
Yeah.
then,
Well, I mean,
as you're wearing your
nobody
shoes.
likes saggy socks.
That's only a problem for her. It's not a problem for me.
That's true.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Oh, Scott's been wearing my socks. They're all saggy now.
Yeah, well, they were mine, and then she decided to borrow them.
Can I buy you some socks?
I would love for you to buy me some
What kind of socks do you like?
Christmas is come and gone, though.
That's right. That's
you
fine.
missed the boat.
I know, and your birthday's not for another
half a year.
I know.
Anyway,
I will figure it out.
back to Sibs' birthday.
All right, back to Sibley's birthday. You turned 23. Exciting age. Can't remember what I was doing when I was 23. Theater.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I felt bad, so I wanted to get you gifts because I wasn't there.
That's
Now,
very kind.
I don't know. We got you. What? Actually, you know what? Should we just play it? It's a special
Why not?
greeting from K-Mac from Kevin McDonald.
There you go.
Here you go.
Oh, you got to...
That's
oh,
not
no,
K-Mac.
that's my...
What are you doing?
Hold on.
What are you doing?
Hold on. Here we go.
All right, here we go.
Good morning, Sarah. I'm Kevin McDonald, host of Way Back with K-Mac. Hey, that rhymes! Oh my God, that rhymes! I'm gonna make the poem longer and sell it to a poem magazine. There's poem magazines still, aren't they? There were probably more in the 1920s and 30s. Way back with K-Mac, I sit on my chair. I'm done with rhymes. All right, I won't become a poem writer. Hi, Sarah. I'm not really way back with K-Mac. I'm Kevin McDonald, the comedian actor. When I feel pompous and arrogant at customs, I'll say, I'm an actor, comedian, writer, producer, and failure. Failure. I'm Kevin McDonald. I'm the weakest kid in the hall. You're turning 23. Do you even know who I am? I was picked by Jesse Wheeler and your...
Answer the question, Sibs.
Sorry, Kevin.
Because,
the only Kevin McDonald I know is
only
K-Mac.
chosen because I have the same name as Kevin McDonald? I'm one of the kids in the hall. We're a comedy troupe. We're a good comedy troupe. We're not a great comedy troupe. We're fine. Monty Python are the Beatles of sketch comedy. The kids in the hall are the Duran Duran of sketch comedy. And we're not just old guys that have a comedy troupe. We are just old guys that have a comedy troupe. But we had the comedy troupe in the 90s. We still have the comedy troupe. We have a new show coming out, but it won't be as good as the show in the 90s. Watch the research. I won't even tell you about it, because that'd be plugging. I'm not here to plug. Yes, I'm Kevin McDonald. Yeah, Monty Python are the Beatles of sketch comedy. We're the Duran Duran. Do you remember Duran? You're too young to know Duran Duran.
I love Duran Duran.
And she crossed the Rio Grande.
Give her a little credit,
I
McDonald.
can't think of another rhyme, like way back with K-Mac, so I'll just say land. I don't remember the lyrics. But I'm one of the kids in the hall. I'm the weakest member. The kids in the hall are just a fine group. I just happen to have the same name as this Kevin McDonald, who's the host of something that you have something to do with. You work at a radio show thing? Oh, I always wanted to work at a radio show thing. I work at a sketch comedy show thing. You know, K-Mac... I know a few people that call themselves K-Mac. That's a common thing. My name is Kevin McDonald, and if I became a hip-hop DJ, I have a perfect name. If I just had a sense of rhythm and understood music grooves, I don't even know what I just said, I would call myself, because my last name is McDonald, MC Donald. Good name.
Wow.
All right. So your co-workers want me to wish you, Sarah. Do you even know who I am? I'm a comedian. I know right now with the light I actually look beautiful, but it's just an accident. It's just an accident. Usually I don't look beautiful. Just the right time of the day and the light and the colors I'm wearing. So don't be distracted by the beauty. Concentrate on the comedy. If I say anything that's funny, you don't laugh. It's because you'll be saying to yourself, I know I should laugh, but that's like a beautiful sculpture I'm looking at. How can I laugh? I'm distracted. So never mind that. Just concentrate on the comedy. Not that there will be any more. I think I'm done. You turn 23. You're so young. You're so young. You could be my granddaughter. You're so young. Happy birthday to Sarah. She's very young. So young. So young. Too young to
Hey, I don't think we sang to you
Happy birthday
at the bar. So here you go.
Sarah. She works for the
Thank you.
company.
Happy
Kevin
birthday song.
McDonald. My name's Kevin McDonald. He calls himself K-Mac. I have a feeling I wouldn't like him. To Sarah, you're working on radio. God, you're so young to have a good job like that. I am a failure because I'm so old. Happy birthday to... Here comes the pretty singing. You and many more. I really should go to a dentist. I can't. Anyway, Sarah, they say you're an HBD. What's an HBD? I don't know things. HBD, a happy birthday dancer. You're a happy birthday dancer? When you're in the office and it's someone's birthday, you do the dancing? That's sexist. I hope also there's a male HBD. You should have one female HBD and one male HBD, or else that's sexist.
We didn't get you any HBDs.
Does that mean you have to
Dang
dance for
it.
yourself on your birthday? Or maybe HBD means something else. High biscuit... dunking. Oh, it's when you dunk your biscuits into your coffee, but you stand up on a chair and you throw it, and it's a high biscuit dunking. So you're in charge of that. I don't know what it means! I know I should. I'll Google it right after this. I'm old and I don't know things. Happy birthday, Sarah. I don't know if you know who I am, but I'm not way back with K-Mac. I'm Kevin McDonald, and I'm one of the kids in the hall. And you should, what's the word? Go on YouTube and see some of our sketches. If you don't know who I am from the '90s. Don't see our new sketch. We're gonna have a new show on Amazon. Don't see that. We're old now. We're not as funny as we were. See our '90s show. Okay, bye. Because I'm old. I'm tired. Good night.
Amazing.
Oh, I can't
That was
wait
a roller
to watch
coaster.
What a roller coaster.
Of emotion.
That was our first time using Cameo. We've been talking about Cameo before. We finally did it. Because I was like, I came in yesterday morning. I was like, I didn't get anything. I actually messaged you on Sunday, Lecter, and said, I think I'm going to get her Cameo. I think that would be funny. Who do you think it would be? So I looked out. I was trying to get, what's his name? Joey Ramsey? What's his name?
Josh Ramsey.
Josh Ramsey. He's not on Cameo.
Yeah.
But
That would've been very funny.
You know who is?
Kevin McDonald.
No, Pierre Bouvier from Simple Plan. So I almost went with Pierre Bouvier from Simple Plan. He was a little too expensive.
Yeah, I would.
But I was like, this is like a poor man's Marianas Trench.
Right.
So that would have been good too. We wanted K-Mac simply for that joke. Kevin McDonald also. Lecter and I are incredibly huge fans of Kids in the Hall. So yeah. So go watch Kids in the Hall for your comedy education today. They are amazing. I have a feeling Brackenberry knows who the Kids in the Hall are.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
We
could probably find that out.
I'll do some high biscuit dunking.
Biscuit dunking. Amazing. So that was like, what a deal. Like we were on these cameos, you expect maybe like a...
Don't tell her how much you paid.
I'm not going to say. You expect maybe like a 30-second or a 1-minute thing.
Yeah.
And he went on for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Ken McDonald is a master.
It was money well spent.
Absolutely money well spent.
I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Good.
Perfect.
Kevin, I do like Duran Duran, though. So
There you
there you go.
And knows who they are.
Yeah.
Well, happy birthday, Sibley.
Thank you.
And go back to work.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast was recorded before a sort of live, thankfully not in the studio, audience.
That was great. Sibley's a great sports. And also, our K-Mac has gotten in touch and wants some of that audio, which is amazing because the part where he's like, he's called K-Mac, I don't think I'd like him, is hilarious.
Pretty great.
Yeah.
It's
pretty amazing. So, again, happy birthday to Sibley. And I think you had it right. You sent a message out to the group chat last night. It's like, this is what we should do for everyone's birthday. And I wholeheartedly agree. Yeah. We all pool our money and, don't buy anyone over, like, say $100.
Yeah.
And there's a whole bunch out there under $100.
Yeah.
And I won't tell you how much.
Sift through the bargain bin.
That's right.
And we come up with something good.
Well, I mean,
none of them are going to be as good as that.
He gave us 5 minutes for the money we gave him. And I mean, that was a genius.
Yeah.
Amazing
stuff.
I loved it. So we had a great time with that.
And I think Sibs loved it too.
She's a good sport. She's a great sport. When we told her to go YouTube all of Kids in the Hall.
Yeah.
Because it should be out there.
So she's got work to do. Nothing news related, but she's got some work to do this morning.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Continuing on with the program. We've already talked about those isolations in the GNWT office. Closed the office for a whole couple of hours. So a real roller coaster there as well.
Fun Monday.
Fun day, you mean?
No, that's Sunday.
Oh, Sunday fun day? What about Monday fun day?
I don't think that exists.
I think it does.
Unless you get to go home early because someone entered the building when they weren't supposed to.
We did mention that outage at the GNWT offices as well, with no malicious intent apparently, but somehow around the same time as the person who entered the building when they were supposed to be isolating.
Coincidence?
Probably.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, it could be. What's going on for the rest of the week? It's January. There's not a ton going on right now, right? Like the January is the Monday of months, where it's like we're all just kind of gearing up for the rest of the year here. But
we had an ice sculpture, but apparently it's gone already.
It's gone already. I know. That's why we were telling people yesterday, get out there and see it before it goes.
I still don't quite understand.
So they're going by this. Okay, they're going by the same rules that you would have in like Alberta or Ontario, basically, right? So the rule is basically like we don't want anything out there where people can gather. Meanwhile, like we can gather here in Yellowknife. We're very lucky.
Yeah.
Right. We can gather in loose crowds.
Right.
Like we did for the fireworks.
Yeah.
There wasn't a bunch of people all huddled together, but people were gathered. Mm-hmm. We can gather for Christmas lights and things like that.
Right.
But they don't want people you're absolutely right in questioning it because the rule doesn't make a ton of sense. It makes a ton of sense that you don't want people gathering, but at the same time, like who's going to be standing around that thing for like an hour, like, butthole to elbow with everybody and like breathing in each
shoulder to shoulder, but all right, butthole to elbow.
breathing in each other's hair. Like, it doesn't make a ton. Doesn't make a ton of sense.
Butthole to elbow, breathing in each.
Well, the elbow plugs the butthole, and then so you breathe mouth to mouth. So I mean, I think that's where the rule comes from. They don't want it's mentioned in the story. They don't want people to gather.
Right.
But I mean, like, who's gathering for that long? It's a beautiful sculpture. Don't get me wrong. Daryl Taylor did a great job.
It was also on a lake.
Pardon me, Daryl Taylor.
Yes.
It's also on the lake. Yeah. It's on a lake, so it's completely open. It doesn't make a ton of sense. We're all for respecting these rules, but I mean, that doesn't make a ton of sense.
It might still be up right now. Maybe they got a late start at taking it down. I don't know. I haven't been down to Stomach Park yet to check it out, but yeah.
Sarah Sibley just discovered that Kevin McDonald is the voice of Pleakley on from Lilo and Stitch. She thought his voice sounded familiar.
Oh,
so there you go. So now she's got to connect.
There you go.
Now she can connect those dots. Go watch some Kids in the Hall and change her entire life.
And Sibs, if you watched That 70s Show, he was also Pastor Dave.
That's right. He's also in a couple of other films.
Yeah.
National Lampoon's Senior Trip. He's in that one.
I went to, so I used to go to Winnipeg Folk Fest regularly back in the day.
We get it. You're rich.
And Kevin McDonald was the MC of the main stage one year. And I kind of got the sense that a lot of people didn't really know who he was or weren't like overly familiar. Me and my friend.
What a bunch of jackasses.
Just like, we were both big Kids in the Hall fans.
Yeah.
And so when we found out that he was going to be emceeing the main stage, like, we were arguably more excited about that than any of the acts that were actually playing.
And now the Beatles. More K-Mac.
And he went into this whole rambling bit that was very reminiscent of that birthday message.
It's kind of his thing.
And it was so funny. He went into this thing about like, he's like, I went into the parking lot and there's a fire truck parked behind my vehicle and I couldn't get out, but I'm not mad. And we were just losing it and like looked around and everyone around was just like, what is with this guy?
What is this guy? Ooh,
the MC's unhinged.
Some local radio DJ or something.
It was, one of my fondest memories.
Oh, good.
Of Winnipeg Folk Festival.
Amazing. And also, for any of you out there who are listening who haven't checked out Kids in the Hall, just do it. It's some of the best comedy ever made. Some of the most well-acted comedy ever made.
But not their new stuff.
Not the new stuff. According to Kevin McDonald, don't watch the new stuff on Amazon. Just go YouTube all the old stuff. You got to love it when they just crap on their own work.
Oh, it's pure art.
Pure art.
Don't
see my new stuff. See the good.
That's right.
I don't know why I went French there.
True artist.
True artist is French. That's why I did that.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast.
Oh, and a beautiful morning it is. It's -10. It's actually gotten a little colder since we started up this program. But, I mean, -10 in the middle of January. Can't complain too much about that. Get out and enjoy this weather while we have it. Probably going to be -40 at some point soon. Mornings at the Cabin brought to you by Aurora Ford, driving the north. Thank you. Just wanted to finish it up with a couple of things, actually. The new Tiger Woods documentary dropped on Crave or HBO and HBO Max, so it's on Crave. Watched the first part last night. Pretty interesting.
Oh, yeah?
No, yeah. Well, I mean, anytime you're doing like a breakdown or a documentary on like a person who's considered the best at something,
right?
There's always some stuff that comes up, like, unbreakable focus, obsession, things like this, like things that like his original girlfriend was just like, he was so focused on these things that he didn't develop these things.
He didn't know my name.
He didn't know my name. He just called me Butter. And I would putt around. But basically she would say like, he didn't learn how to be with people because he was too busy learning how to be golf. Right. So there's always that kind of stuff, that obsession that comes up. Like it came up in the Last Dance documentary that came out last year about Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was doing most of the talking. Tiger Woods is not a part of this documentary. So Michael Jordan's doing most of the talking, but just saying like, and other people saying around, it was like, no one worked as hard as this guy. I've never seen anyone work this hard. Same thing was said about Tiger Woods. Never seen anyone work this hard. And there's actually a moment in there where they talk about him in one of his first big face-offs with Phil Mickelson. And he was not intimidated by Phil, but there was a mental aspect to it that he disdained Phil so much. Because Phil Mickelson, which I didn't know, but like to hear him described by the people in the documentary, is one of the most naturally gifted golfers ever seen.
Yeah.
But Tiger didn't like him because he didn't put in the work to be great.
Oh.
So there's two people with natural gifts. One puts in the millions of hours of work and the other doesn't. Still puts in a ton of work. Obviously still an amazing golfer.
Right.
But didn't put in the work to become a Tiger Woods. Right. So there's an.
So he hated him because he wasn't him.
Kinda, yeah.
Right.
He hate him because he ate him.
Right.
But part of it was they were speaking to obviously Tiger Woods' experience as a black child and as a black man, and how the privilege does play into that. Where Phil kind of comes from an upper crust kind of family,
right,
and didn't really need to do all that work to get by. Whereas Tiger was, it was always instilled in Tiger from his dad. That's a complicated story about you got to be the best. You're gonna represent like basically all non-white people in the game of golf.
Right.
You got to be upstanding morally. You got to be the hardest working, and you have to be the best at the game. And that's what he strove for.
No pressure.
No pressure, by the way. Oh my God! In the first 15 seconds of the documentary, the Tiger or Earl Woods is saying things basically like, "You are going to be the shining example for all black people. You are responsible for this. You are responsible for that." And it's like, holy, good Lord! And he's like saying this to his son's like graduation or something like that. It's like this is. And
I thought that a young Tiger responded, "Can we get ice cream on the way home?"
Yeah, no, we're gonna go hit 1,000 range balls. But he would basically said, like Earl said, "This is my gift to you. This shining example of what a human being can be.
Right.
Bring together all the tribes of the earth." It's like, holy jumping. Like,
yeah.
Quoting the Bible when you're talking about like what your son's gonna do when he grows up. No pressure whatsoever. So basically, it's obviously about Tiger and what it took to become Tiger, but also about the pressures of fame and having that kind of pressure on you. Because that's something The Last Dance doesn't delve into with Michael Jordan. Is like, what is the pressure of being the best player ever do to a person?
It does.
It skirts.
Yeah.
But because Michael's doing the talking,
yeah,
it's spoken with a lot more. It's not like people talking about it. It's him talking about it and being like, "Oh, it's just the way it was. I worked really hard." You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, he talks about, especially like the time after his dad passed away and like the ridiculous stuff that he had to deal with, while that was going on. And then, like just being in the public eye, there was quite a bit about that, like being not only like the most popular pro athlete in the world,
most
but
popular
like
person in the world.
Popular person in the world.
And I mean, that's where Tiger got to, right?
Yeah.
It got to like there are certain people who are the most famous people ever, not including like say religious figures like a Gandhi or a Mother Teresa, but like you would go there are stories of like going into like long lost tribes in the Amazon and who like you can't speak the language, you're trying to communicate, and you say Michael Jackson or Coca-Cola, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Michael." Right. You know what I mean? And Michael Jordan became that, and Tiger Woods kind of became that as well.
Right.
So it's like it's a really apparently the reviews are like Tiger's not going to like this one bit. But it's very interesting, obviously, to see kind of behind closed doors and all that stuff. Also, the first episode of Jeopardy, new episode of Jeopardy, aired last night with Ken Jennings as the guest host. So obviously, it's a very, very big change for everybody who does watch Jeopardy. But he opened the show with some really nice remarks, and I wanted to play those for you. All right, here we are.
Here is the guest host of Jeopardy, Ken Jennings.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert. Thank you, everyone. Welcome to Jeopardy. Sharing this stage with Alex Trebek was one of the greatest honors of my life. Not many things in life are perfect, but Alex did this job pretty much perfectly for more than 36 years, and it was even better up close. We were dazzled by his intelligence, his charm, his grace, really. There's no other word for it. Like all Jeopardy fans, I miss Alex very much, and I thank him for everything he did for all of us. Let's be totally clear. No one will ever replace the great Alex Trebek, but we can honor him by playing the game he loved. Jim, Tanae, Julia, welcome to the show.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Succinct, concise, but a lovely tribute. And he's absolutely right. Like you got to keep playing the game, and that's what Alex Trebek probably would have wanted.
That's right.
I'm sure Alex Trebek is not on the other side going like, "You guys are going to still play that, huh?"
As if they are continuing this show without me.
And he's just speaking to other people.
Audacity.
Yeah. Him and Bob Barker up there. Can you believe this nonsense?
Come on,
Replace me with Drew Carey, and now this guy. Ken Jennings is a great replacement, interim replacement at this point. They're saying guest host, but I think, from what I've heard, from what I've read, he's angling pretty hard to be the new host of Jeopardy. Because what a sweet gig.
Right.
Obviously, you got to do it with the gravitas of an Alex Trebek. But, I mean, I think what they would do was, with a lot of these shows, I know they do it for Wheel of Fortune, probably the same for Jeopardy. They film like 3 episodes a day. They work for 3 days.
Yeah.
And then they're done. They're done.
Good gig.
It's a sweet gig. He probably makes like $50,000 an episode. Something like that. Right? So, a new history of Jeopardy begun last night, and we'll see where it goes. I'm sure Ken either Ken becomes the host or LeVar Burton still got my vote. So.
He either can or he can't.
You know what? I think we'll end it there.
Okay.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca and by following the Mornings at the Cabin Facebook page.